All right, what is up, guys? We're back. I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my special guest, Cherona, who is co-hosting with me today. So we ran out of time in part one, so we're back with part two. We're talking about 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, season 7. There is a 4-part tell-all that is going to be airing over the next month. Yes, a whole month. And we were talking about Jenny and Submit, and I want to start off now with a little bit of Angela and Michael because, well, we were kind of talking about them before, but we watched them make up, break up, and then break up at the end. And she found some text messages and voice notes that Michael had sent to a 31-year-old woman that he had met on Instagram, which I think is really interesting because she said that Instagram was destroying her relationship. And all of us at home were like, Angela, all that girl said was happy birthday. And he said, thank you, my people. Calm down. Angela, it's not that serious. What if Angela was right all along? What if Angela knew what we couldn't see? Was he actually cheating? So, what do you think of this voice note? Do you think this voice note that we heard on the show is enough to prove that he is in another relationship with someone else?
Ah, like, I kind of just want to say yes because I feel like Michael wants to put off like that. I'm such a good guy. I'm such a good husband. I love her so much. But I feel like it's like I really want to get to the United States. Like my wife's not here. She's never really gonna know what I'm doing. So that's kind of the vibe I get. I feel like he plays devil's advocate, and I like Michael. He seems really, really sweet. Like at the end of the day, but like
He
honestly,
does.
I feel like he plays both sides. If you look at him with his friends, like come
Yes.
on, the things that he says when he's not with her, when she's in the United States, I'm like, oh my God, if my husband said that about me when I was not around, oh, no, 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 I could never.
Let's talk about Instagram, right? So, what do you think about your partner on social media? Is it normal? Do you, first of all, if you trust your partner, this doesn't matter. So, let's have this hypothetical situation where you don't trust your partner. Do you think you have the right to tell them they are not allowed to be on social media just because you're in a relationship?
Absolutely not.
But they can be.
Yeah, I think that if you can have an Instagram, this is the difference. Okay. If I'm going to tell my partner that they can't have something like social media, like Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, then I shouldn't be able to have it either because that's
That's true.
not
That's true.
fair. Even if they're the one that's unfaithful, if you're trying to create your relationship to like make it better and like make your bond stronger, why does one person get the pass? And the TikTok thing with Angela, that's a little weird.
Well, when she said that she needed to go to Billy's home in Canada
Mhm.
and cook for him and do his laundry, she lost me because I was like, she did
Yes.
work in hospice and it is natural for her to help people who are in poor health. So I was like, I'm following, I got you. And then when she said, well, I got to go to his house and take care of him and save his life. And Michael's like, well, what kind of special powers do you have that you can make his kidneys work again by cooking for him and doing laundry? And I was like, whoa, Michael is winning this argument. She does
Yeah.
not need to be there physically with this man who she admittedly has a crush on. And
Yep.
Michael isn't even allowed to like say hi to a waitress or ask for a refill at the restaurant without her like throwing something at him. So I feel like this relationship, I don't know. I feel like it's failing because they're apart. I feel like
Mhm.
Angela's distrust for Michael is based on the distance between them. Do you feel like that, or you just feel like even if they were in the same room, she still wouldn't trust him? Like, how do you feel?
I don't think she's gonna trust him ever. I don't care if they live in one room together in a box with no windows, something's gonna piss her off. I just
Yes, yes, I see where you're coming from. I feel like Angela loves chaos,
yes.
in her relationships. And I mean, I like a little fun too. Like, I get it when you're with someone and you get along all the time, it kind of gets boring,
Yeah.
because I know some people will pick a fight over something stupid just for some fun. But I do think like picking a fight with him or tearing his car apart and she takes it a little too far.
A
So if
little?
he just a little, right? When you're ripping someone's car apart, that's a little crazy.
That's a
But
lot crazy.
do you think that Michael will ever make it to US soil? Do you think that he will make it here on a K1 visa? Because we've been watching this for almost 5 years.
Oh my god, it's been almost 5 years. That's insane. Um, okay, can I go to Instagram for a second? Because I remember seeing stuff on Instagram and people were saying that he was here. So is he here or is he not? I don't think I don't know. I feel like half of me wants to say that yes, he's gonna come here and they're gonna stay married and everything's gonna be great. Then the other half of me like almost feels like he doesn't want to come here because he's gonna be like controlled almost because she's so overbearing.
I mean, I feel like Michael has to like being controlled a little bit. I don't know if
Mhm.
you feel that way because
Oh, yeah.
in order to stay in a relationship and marry a woman that's this controlling, I feel like he likes it a little. You know how some men like to be like, what do you call this?
Like,
Dominated.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see that. I do see that he does like to be dominated. I can tell, but at the same time, it's like, oh, it's like Usman and Michael. They remind me of each other because they both have these like two sides to them. It's like when they're with their friends and then they're with their wives or their girlfriend, and they're so different. So it's like I try to wrap my brain around it, and sometimes it just gets so hard because it's like I want to believe that Michael's going to come here and they're going to be better, but I feel like no matter what Michael does, I mean, now he's got all these new white women in here, you know?
Yes, that's true. All right, so I want to jump over to Ed and Liz, and I know this is a sore subject for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, "Oh, fast forward right now. I don't want to talk about it," but I do want to bring them up because I was on another podcast with Sarah Fraser, and we were talking about this, and I said that I don't think that Ed and Liz should be friends. And I don't think they should be engaged. I don't think they should be married, but I don't even think they should be friends because I feel like they don't listen and they're too self-absorbed and self-centered to be in a relationship with another person. Now, Ed feels like his wife can't have a job, she can't have a career, she can't have friends, she can't go out because she needs to be catering to him 100%. And Liz feels like she's scared to branch out and do anything because she's looking for stability, and that stability she wants from Ed, which is ironic because the least stable person in the world is Ed. But she's looking for that stability that she never got growing up, and she has a daughter, Riley, that she wants to eventually get custody of, which her ex-husband has, and he's going to be leaving the country to go overseas in the army. So she has goals, right? And Liz wants
Mhm.
to achieve these goals, and it seems like the only thing standing in the way of her being successful is Ed, because Ed feels intimidated by a woman who can take care of herself. Right? That's just my opinion. Because as long as she needs him physically, financially, for a place to stay, and he bought her a car. As long as she needs him, he is in so much security with that relationship. And the second that they offered her this partnership at this restaurant, he was so bothered. He was just like, well, wait, you could pay your own way. You could actually have your own home. You could have your own things. And he was so against that.
Ugh. I'm sorry, but Ed, you make San Diego look real bad, and that's my hometown. So, oh, when he told her that he wanted a wife over her taking a
A job.
huge step in her career, ah, I was like, if my husband ever, oh no, he'd be gone. Like, girl, I'm so glad that she took that. Actually, I'm glad that she took partner because, like, stand up for yourself first of all. And why are you gonna let this guy tell you everything you can do? Like, are you kidding me? The way that he talks to her, the way that he treats her, it's like he doesn't want a wife. He wants property. Like he
Yeah.
wants to own her. And I think that's disgusting. That's so misogynistic. And I cannot stand that. It makes me so mad. Like as a woman, like she's trying to go out there and make her bag. Like get your bag, girl. Don't listen to this guy. What is he gonna do? Okay, wow, he's on 90 Day Fiance. Yes, we love the show, but like in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, like what they have a huge age gap. Where
Yeah.
is she gonna be if he's not around? Like, is she just gonna be like changing his diapers? Girl, no, you gotta make money regardless. Like that relationship, I cannot. And it's from San Diego and it breaks my heart. And I can't.
So you
Mm-mm.
already answered my next question. I was gonna say, do you want them to end up together at the tell-all? Because he did say
No.
at the tell-all that he had already broken up with her again, but that's normal. They might be back together. So you do want to see Liz single at the end
Yeah.
of the tell-all. So that is where you are with that. I agree with you 100%. I think Liz can do better. Liz is beautiful.
So
Liz is
much
smart.
better.
She's hardworking. She's a
Hmm.
good mom. And I feel like her losing her child might have had something to do with it. I can't prove that. This is alleged. I can't prove that. But I feel like if she would have been giving her all to her career and her life and not to Ed, I feel like that situation may have went differently. And she's donated so much of her life and time to making this man happy, and it seems he's unpleasable. I don't think that she'd
So
ever be able to make him happy.
yeah, I really don't think that any woman could make him happy. And the fact, okay, the thing that's crazy too is like he was married and then he cheated on his wife and then he was just single being a bachelor just trying to find people overseas, whatever, cool, like yeah, people do that. But then when you find this girl, this young, beautiful girl that has like a lot of stuff going for her, and then you want to treat her like a freaking dog, like I don't understand. Like he treats her terrible, and it's so sad. When she threw that ring, I wish she would never have gone back for it. She should have just left that in the grass. I would have.
That's where it should have stayed. So
Exactly.
there's this guy. His name is Josh Seiter, and he was on The Bachelor like many years ago. I don't know when. I
Mhm.
don't really watch The Bachelor, but
I don't
no, I'm
really.
sorry. He was on The Bachelorette.
Mhm.
And he wasn't like the guy that she picked or anything. But every time a 90 Day Fiance woman cast member goes single, he slides into their DMs and he tries to date them. So apparently he dated Yolanda. Remember Yolanda, who was dating the Williams, who was
Yes.
actually
Oh
not a
yes.
real person. And
Yes.
then he's been talking to Karini and Rose. And he also was trying to DM Kim, and he was also in the DMs of Eve from Eve and
Oh my.
Muhammad. He was
Okay.
reaching out to her, and yes, she just posted that. So, what do you think of this guy? Right. So, I know the 90 Day Fiance franchise is a huge deal, and I'm obsessed with literally everyone in the franchise, but I'm not like sliding into their DMs and trying to date them. Like,
Yeah.
literally, he was in like two people's DMs in the last 2 days. So, what is this thirst? And I know he might want to get back on TV because he hasn't been on TV in a while. Like, what is your take on this guy? What do you think is going on?
Okay, so another little tidbit that I saw on Instagram is that he actually slid into Christine from Sister Wives DMs too. So
Okay,
it's
so
not
it's
just
different
90 Day.
shows.
It's not just 90 Day. This guy's thirsty all around. I don't get the allure of him. And like if you're just hopping from like 90 Day Star to like reality to all the TLC stars, like what are you doing? Like you just look gross. Like what are you trying to get at? And it's like a lot of the people that aren't even on the seasons anymore. So it's like
Right.
what clout are you trying to get? Like yes, they have followers and stuff. Are like if you're trying to stay more relevant, like slide in Angela's DMs or something. Like someone that's on the show now that we're going to see, cuz like I just don't understand, like you said, like the thirstiness, like
Right.
what is it with like like is it, I think it's only people on TLC. Like, is he have like a weird TLC obsession or something? Like, it's weird.
It's very strange, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some very beautiful women in the
Mhm.
TLC family, but one of the bloggers, this was actually a while ago, I don't want to say the name of the blogger, but they posted some photos and some content that Josh had done. It was same sex content that he had done
Mhm.
for OnlyFans. And a lot of people are saying, well, that's interesting because he is only speaking to women in their DMs, but are the women aware like that he did this type of work in the past? And again,
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with any of that work. Sex work
No.
is it's
Mm-mm.
work. It's respectable and no judgment there. But
Mm-mm.
is it fair to reach out to women and don't tell them that you may have done something like that in the past, or is that something that you have to tell people?
I feel like that's so hard because I know so many people that do OnlyFans for a living and they're not shy. They don't care. Like, they're very open about it. I think if you're going to do something, just own it. I mean, you should definitely, like, if you're, what I always think is like when you're getting into a relationship in the beginning, like you should just be very honest with the person. I mean, if this is someone you really are interested in being with, especially long term, it's like you kind of have to open up and like tell them these things, because if you don't, they're going to find out regardless. If you're already in the like you're a celebrity, you're in the limelight, things are going to come out. The internet doesn't go away. It's not
Yeah.
like one day, no, like if someone Googles you, it's not gonna come up. Like, why be ashamed of it? Like, people are gonna know regardless.
Well,
Just
I
oh,
don't know. I don't know if he was ashamed of it or not. Like, I just know that that blogger like exposed it. Like, they were like, "I'm gonna expose
uh,
this and say." I mean, he could have actually told Karini about it and like privately, but this blogger was like, "Well, I'm warning Karini
mhm,
about his past," but we don't know what personal conversations that they might have had together. Like, she might
very
have been
true.
aware of that.
Mhm.
But actually, we're out of time. There's a little bit more I want to talk about. So we're gonna pop up on another video.
All
So, all
right,
right, guys, I'm George Mossey. I'm here with Cherona. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms at George Mossey and at georgemossey.com at my website and anywhere you get your podcast. And Cherona's links are right here at the bottom. All right, guys, we'll talk to you all really soon.